only place to hear cheaters get busted. This is the Dave Ryan Show's War of the Roses, 101.3 KDWB.
We got a Reebus in the works here, Fallon. I'm excited about it. We have a Reebus in the works, and that means on War of the Roses this week, there's a part of it that you will hear in a minute that will, number one, delight you, Fallon, because you'll get to hear it. Number two, we can't put it on the radio.
Well,
so that means that Steve will have to draw a Reebus, a word puzzle, to put online on DaveRyanShow.com.
I hope it's something that I can use in daily conversation.
You might.
Okay, great.
You might. I think this will become either a phrase that people use or a State Fair T-shirt.
Oh, wow.
One or the other. But let's back up a little bit and let's get to the bottom of this here on War of the Roses. We're on the phone with Jackie. Jackie thinks that her boyfriend might be cheating, and she's got some background because he's kind of done this before. Hi, Jackie.
Hi, guys. Thank you for helping me out with this.
Yeah, no problem. Tell us what's going on.
So my dude, my baby daddy, cheated on me when we first started dating 2 years ago, like right afterwards, within the first 2 weeks. And his excuse for doing it was like just super dumb. I can't even believe I'm even calling in and saying this, but I don't know. I need to find out, and I'm pissed, and you should know.
Yeah.
So he said he never actually had sex with her, and he said what happened didn't count.
So he cheated. He did something, but it didn't count because of a certain excuse.
Yeah, and this is the embarrassing part. He calls it.
All right, you're right. Yep, I'm going to use it in conversation.
Yep. Now, it takes a while. When I first saw that, I'm like, what is it? Oh, I gotcha. So he thought it didn't count because...
He and his friends call it the...
I've never in my life, and I thought I'd heard everything.
I haven't heard it called that, but I've heard... Well, I won't go into too much detail because I don't want to give it away.
Yeah, okay. So, and how did you feel about that loophole anyway?
I mean, I felt like it was bullshit, but
yeah.
I mean, he was really nice to me afterwards, and I mean, now I feel foolish because he's been super weird now, but, you know, I liked the dude, and I wanted to believe the best about him, and he was treating me really well afterwards, and so I just sort of rolled with it, kind of swept it under the rug. I don't know.
Did you make it clear to him that does count? Because I think that does count.
I would definitely say it counts.
I think it counts, too.
But you made that clear to him so he can't hook up with, like, you know, somebody that, you know, he met at the gym and say it doesn't count.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was early days, so, you know, maybe
I get it.
I felt like he was just getting into the relationship, and that was something that just happened, and he was getting it out of his system. But that, fast forward, brings us to today. We had a baby together 9 months ago, and she's super sweet. And he says he can't take the baby crying, which, like, babies cry.
Yeah.
You guys know. And she's not she's not a terror. She doesn't cry a lot. She's not a terror. She just, like, cries. And he uses that as an excuse to leave. Like, every time she starts crying.
Oh, that's awful. You know what? Because, number one, that's going to drive you just as crazy. And if he leaves you to tend to the crying baby... Well, that's not being a good dad or a good person. How would you not build up
resentment towards someone who just does that? That's like part of the responsibility. You change diapers, you feed them, you deal with crying, the things that aren't like the best parts of the baby. That's part of it.
Yeah, it's completely exhausting, especially, I mean, in the middle of the night when the baby wakes up and she wants milk, I'm the one that has to get up with her. So when he's up during the day, the least he can do is stick around. But so that's a whole other issue. But what I really started noticing was that he would be looking at his phone, just like in a way that, like, I could just tell something was up. He was just looking at it a lot. And it would be right after that he would leave. And he'd be gone for like 2 hours.
Oh, so almost like he's using that as an excuse to leave.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, he didn't. I mean, if you're bothered by the baby crying, you can just, like, walk around the block.
Yeah.
Or go to the garage, smoke a cigarette, be fine. But he's leaving for 2 hours, and I just can't stand it anymore.
Okay,
so
I get it. Okay, so you're saying he looks at his phone almost as if he's waiting for the baby to cry, so then he can immediately go, that's it, I've had it, I'm out. 2 hours he's gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Rare. Babies don't, I mean, if they cry for 2 hours, that's pretty rare, and they're probably sick or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, baby girl doesn't cry for that long. She's like, 30 minutes max.
Let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
when we call for War of the Roses, is there anybody, because, we're going to call and we're going to say, hey, we're your cable company and we want to give you a survey. And if you take this free survey, we're going to send a dozen free roses to anybody you want to. Now, we're going to hope that he'll say you, Jackie, but is there any other names that you are suspicious about?
Oh, there's this really super trashy girl at the shop he works at called Cremora. I would not be surprised if he would be doing something shady.
The shop is called Cremora, or the girl's name is Cremora?
The girl's name is Cremora, yes.
Somebody named their daughter Cremora.
It's unique. I've never heard it. I've heard worse, okay?
Well, that poor girl growing up with the name Cremora?
She doesn't seem to mind it. Yeah.
You don't like her, though?
She's a real piece of work.
Why don't you like Cremora?
Well, I don't like the way she looks at my man.
Okay.
Honestly, yeah.
Okay. I can see that. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back in a second. I got a couple of questions for you. Number one, we're going to get the Reebus up online. It should be there right now, so you can go see what the boyfriend's excuse was.
I'm excited to see what Steve put together. He's such an artiste.
Oh, totally is. And then I want you to let me know whether, does that count as cheating? I think it does, but I'm going to guess that there are people who will say, that doesn't count then. And then also, do you think he's going to send the roses to Jackie or Cremora? Or what do you think about the name Cremora? Maybe you're like, that is a lovely name. Maybe you should name your baby girl, because Fallon's pregnant with a baby girl.
I will put it on the list.
Will you really?
I will not.
Okay. Call or text me, and we'll be back in a second. 651-989-KD-WB. You want to talk? Or text your thoughts on War of the Roses to KD-WB1. And we'll be back in a second. Hold on, Jackie, okay?
Okay.
War of the Roses. Couple of things at work here. There's a Reebus because he said, okay, yeah, I cheated, but it doesn't count because blank, blank, blank. And she couldn't say it on the radio. So Steve drew a Reebus. I have a question for you, Steve.
Yes, Dave.
I'm looking at the Reebus right now. Go to DaveRyanShow.com and you can see it. Everything seems pretty clear.
I think so.
Ryan does not. He Facebook messaged us, and he's so mad at you, Steve.
Why? What's the reason for being mad?
He said, never let him do one again. I can't read any of this. I have no idea what it says.
It's very clear.
Is the third word a bike?
No, that's the only thing I could see that could be an issue.
Has nothing
because
to do
you're
with
pointing
a tree.
at the bike.
Has nothing to do with a bike or a tree.
Yeah, but it's what the action that the bike is doing.
Okay, I'll have to look at it some more, but if you figure it out...
You know what it is, Dave.
But if you figure it out, then yeah, I do. I'm trying to look at it from the mind of somebody who might not know what it is. It looks like a bike under a Christmas tree, to be honest with you. Is it Christmas?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Good guess, though.
I have John on the phone, Dave.
John heard the whole thing. John, what do you think is going on, John?
Well, I don't know anything about this type of situation, but I will just say the name Cremora speaks to me. I want to know if that's spelt with a C or a K, and I'm going to go and adopt a dog right now and name it Cremora. I'm so in love with it.
I
love with it.
Love
Okay.
it.
Cremora might be a good dog name. I'm not sure about a kid name, but somebody said Gamora is the name of the green girl on Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's true, yes. Maybe this is someone that was like a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy
I think
back
pretty
in the day.
new.
It was a cartoon. It was in a comic book first, so I'm sure it's been around for a little bit longer.
Maybe.
That could be why. I don't know.
Somebody else says via text, it says, thank you, John, by the way. I appreciate you calling. There is a famous person named Kimora Lee Simmons, used to have a TV show, reality TV fashion designer.
That's true.
But this is Cremora. Then somebody else, they're guessing the Reebus, and they're getting it. It's
funny what they're guessing.
I will tell you this: it's a kid-friendly word.
Yeah.
So don't try to make it a dirty word. It's a kid-friendly kind of a word.
Well, but you wouldn't use it with your kid, though. Probably. I don't think you'd say that.
Probably. I don't know.
This person says this guy's a huge piece of S. I want to punch him. I know he's cheating.
Yep.
Dave, your coffee's ready.
Yeah, your coffee's
And I hope
ready,
you
sister.
leave him and take him for as much child support as you can get.
Yeah.
He is scum.
Let's find out who he sends the roses to, and maybe we can find out a little bit more about Cremora. Look at the Reebus, and if you can't figure it out, maybe we'll drop another hint for you. But it is only 4 pictures. It's a short phrase.
It's very short. It's the name of an emoji is the very first thing.
Yeah, it is. You're right. That's
anyone
true.
that are writing it, like making it harder than it really needs to be, I'm like, come on, guys.
It rhymes
It rhymes.
with the same word.
Yeah.
The same word rhymes. It's like a Nicki Minaj rap.
Yeah.
That's true. All right, let's make the phone call and see who the roses go to on KDWB.
Hello?
Hi, is this JB?
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. This is Ann with... You were selected at random today to participate in a survey.
I know what this is. This sounds like the War of the Roses thing.
Oh, damn.
Well, that was
right?
That didn't take
faster
long.
than it usually is.
You know, you're going to have to change your voice from now on, Fallon.
Should I go deeper or should I be like,
I knew it.
Do you? So then you know everything about this. You know that it's KWB calling because it took you like 0.4 seconds
No
to
kidding.
recognize.
Well, I listen to you guys all the time.
Thank you.
Well, then that's got to trouble you a little bit because then you know that there's somebody behind this phone call because you know when we do War of the Roses, you know why we're doing it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my question for you then, JB, is who do you think is behind this phone call? Who do you think got a hold of us and asked us to call you to test you to see who you're sending roses to?
Lynn.
Lynn is not the correct answer. I'm sorry.
Now I want to see what the second guess is.
My God, you stupid. No, I can't even believe it.
Do you recognize that voice, JB?
I do. That's Jackie.
Yes, Jackie.
So,
I knew it.
what are you-
I mean,
what are you doing, Jackie?
Who's Lynn?
Who is Lynn? That's a good question.
You don't need to worry about that, Jackie.
Or Dave. Shut up.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Oh, what am I doing? What the f*** are you doing with Lynn? We have a baby together. Do you have a baby with Lynn?
God, I hope not.
I mean, listen, Lynn is none of your business all the way around, so...
Well, I mean, I don't want to
feel like-
mediate here,
yeah.
but I kind of think that if you're sending flowers to somebody else and you guys are together and you're a couple and your parents, then, I mean, I kind
There's
of...
no flowers. You guys aren't giving away anything. It's all fake.
Wow.
You know, you're right. There are...
dumb to be with this.
Yeah, this is just to catch people in stuff.
Yeah, but, I mean, it would have been legit that it is legit that she called in wondering who you would send flowers to and you guessed the wrong girl.
Yeah, I mean, so?
Let me ask you another question. What about Cremora down at work?
I mean, what about her? What about her?
I mean, I guess that she's kind of got her eye on you, and honestly, Jackie was kind of worried that you might send flowers to Cremora.
Well, I didn't, Jackie, so guess you don't need to worry about
No.
So you are not you're guilty of absolutely nothing then.
Nothing. Exactly.
So
Wow, she's
you're
trying to send fake flowers to a woman named Lynn.
but you don't want to say
I already knew what it was. I wasn't trying to send anything to anybody.
but why didn't you just guess Jackie and make Jackie happy if you knew it was going to be Jack? Did you
He didn't know it was going to be Jackie. He thought it was Lynn.
I knew it was going to be Jackie, so I just wanted to give you a different name.
Oh, God.
That doesn't make
I'm
any
not
sense at
buying
all.
that.
That doesn't-
Oh, not even. Do
Yeah,
not.
Jackie's always giving me shit, so you know, I knew it was going to be
I'm
her on the
giving
radio.
you. I'm raising your baby.
Listen, Jackie, once women have babies, they just
Where are
aren't
you
as attractive.
going?
That's
Where are
all.
you-
You know?
Wait, what did he say? What did he say?
Oh, I hate him.
What did he say?
He said once women have babies, they aren't as attractive. You, JB.
It's true, you know. So maybe I just don't want to spend as much time as you need with you, but that's okay. Let's
I don't want to
still
give.
together.
He doesn't get any more time on our
God,
show.
this is
What
a
a
nightmare. This is, yeah.
set yourself
What do you
free,
mean?
Jackie.
You embarrassed yourself because you called the radio.
Oh, God.
Like,
Any
this
other words of
happened. I
wisdom?
didn't make this happen.
JB, any other words of wisdom you'd like to share before we hang up?
Yeah, sticking in the back, and there was no smash.
Okay.
What?
I have to bleep this entire everything that's happened. I have to bleep.
Oh, I love it.
And I love the text, Dave.
God.
The texts are coming in. Oh my God, he sounds like a narcissistic douchebag. Somebody else just simply texts, oh my God. Some people are getting the Reebus and some people are not. Let me tell you, it's simpler than you think it is. I will give you the third word of the Reebus. It's a loop. It's not bike. It's not tree. It's a loop. So figure out the first word, second word. I gave you the third word, and then that's his excuse why cheating didn't count. And some people say, I figured out the Reebus. That is not a cheating loophole.
Yeah.
That is sex before marriage loophole. And somebody else says Cremora is an artificial powdered coffee creamer. And also a beautiful name.
Dave, people are very impressed with you because you tricked him. You bamboozled him.
How?
Well, because he knew it was War of the Roses, but then you still tricked him and got him to guess who was on the phone, and he guessed Lynn.
And he guessed Lynn. We never did find out who Lynn is. I mean, it was
Hey,
so.
it's none of your business.
That was what's so interesting about this guy. It's like, could you imagine coming home late? You smell like somebody else's perfume. You got your pants on backwards. You got like a box of condoms in your pocket, and your partner says, "Where have you been?" Like, none of your business. That's kind of what he was doing with like Lynn and Cremora. Who's Cremora? None of your business. Another text message says, "There's a special place in hell for people like him." If you want to do a War of the Roses on your partner, or maybe your sister's partner, or maybe, I don't know, I was going to say your ex, but you know what? If they're your ex, leave them alone.
Yeah, you've moved on.
You should be moving on from that. Then send me an email to ryanshow@kdwb.com.